Well, I just got word that my new Barton shot-through shifter has arrived in my mailbox. I ordered it last week from AmericanMuscle.com. It's a complete assembly, so replaces, supposed to replace, from what I understand, like 100% the stock shifter. It's not just the handle and the foundation, but it's like the whole thing. This is what I have now, the standard 2017 Ford Mustang V6 shifter with a lockout for the reverse gear. So first gear is this, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then reverse. And when I hook up into reverse, automatically my camera switches on. Okay, I just picked up the box, so that's what it came with. This little ring in here, and the actual I would say the most important part is this. I love this thing. See this? It's my new the ball, classic Mustang. And over here there's a, I did open this thing actually, but it has a bunch of bolts and stuff like that. And over here it has a link to the installation video. So now all I gotta do is find a shop that can install it sometime before Christmas. Well, I just went for a walk. To my surprise, the shop put in my car in the bay probably 1 hour after I dropped it off. I just checked in. I thought, you know, they would I found two places that can do this, and I was pretty sure that they would ask me to come back, you know, tomorrow or a few days later. But this guy, you know, this Mr. Transmission was looks like the guy was not busy. I come in, he's like sitting reading a newspaper, one bay is empty, and I showed him my shifter, brought the box. I said, you can do this, right? And I thought he would say no, but he looks at it. I said, there's no instructions, there's a video that you can watch on YouTube made by Barton. And actually I watched parts of it myself. And to me this whole thing, like the video, the installation video is 48 minutes long, you know? And there's so many little things that you have to watch for. You know, which way to turn, the orientation of that thing, of the top bracket when you're installing the actual body of the shifter at the end over there. It's like so many small things that I don't know. I'm a bit worried, but I was sitting at Starbucks and these guys are right across the street. This is behind me is Hespeler Road in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And when I was sitting at Starbucks, I could see the shop and I could see my black Mustang inside. And my biggest concern is that they will not install it properly and I will lose my reverse gear. Because the guy in the video says if you don't position it in the proper way, he says you won't be able to go into reverse. Instead, you'll be going into like 6th or 1st or whatever, right? And plus there's that ring. Because there's a, like I showed you guys in the first part of this video how this works, right? To go into reverse you have to lift a little ring. I don't know, it looks like a very complicated procedure. I probably would never have attempted it myself, but we'll see. Time now is 4 o'clock. They were working on my car probably for a couple of hours now, and they close at 5. And I thought, I got tired of sitting there at that Starbucks, you know, downing coffee and tea and water, so now I'm just going for a walk. I'm gonna give them a call around 5 and see if they're gonna finish today or tomorrow. If they finish today, we'll do a quick like final episode, and I'll do like a test drive, hopefully not in reverse all the time, but going forward, and hopefully I'll be able to get into all 6 gears, keeping the fingers crossed. And I'm at the shop, and that's my car. They just finished. It's about 2 o'clock now. There's a clock on the wall, right? 2 o'clock, so it's pretty much... I dropped off my car yesterday at 1 o'clock, and I was sitting at Starbucks here across the street, so I could see the car was still in the bay over here. In that bay. Yeah. Then I went for lunch. So basically now it's been like 1 day that they had my car. Oh, I think he went for a test drive. And I just talked to the mechanic, and he said he was really impressed with the quality of the shifter. He says the way everything is machined. And he said when he took out the old one, the stock one, he says, and then you compare it to this one, he says most people don't realize how cheaply the stock one is made, you know. And even with this one, you see the complete shifter, right? I could have bought just a handle and a bracket, like a cheaper kit, which still improves a little bit your shifting, but I knew that would be even more difficult to install, right? So I got this one, which is like 450 US, and the knob was I think what, $50 or something. But this guy, he says he was really impressed with the quality. And I said, did you watch the video on YouTube, because there's no instructions? And he says, yeah, he did watch the video, but he says actually it confused him more because some parts are different, but he said he managed to install it. And I said, does the reverse work? Did you try that? You know, and he says, yeah, the reverse works. And I said, question number 2, I said, did you have to take the exhaust off? Because I know it's like I have maybe 5mm clearance in there in the drive side. I really would prefer them not to take the exhaust off. And he says, no, he managed to do everything through the bottom, actually, I think. No, or through the top. But anyway, he says he managed to keep it on, so he didn't touch it. So now I'm just waiting for them to finish this test drive. Hopefully everything works fine, and then pay the bill and be out of here. And then it'll be my turn to do a review. We're gonna drive around, see how the new shifter works. Okay, and there in the distance you can see that's the Starbucks across the street. So I was sitting there half a day yesterday, half a day today, and I was watching this Mr. Transmission, because my car first was sitting here, and then I saw it inside this bay, right? And now it's done. The guy spent probably 6 hours, but he says his computer, all it allowed him to charge me is 3 hours. So he charged me, I think the hourly rate, this is Canada, right? So the hourly rate is, anyway, so it's $285. So $285 for 3 hours is probably what, $90 roughly, right? So Canadian plus tax, $37. So it came to $322 Canadian. And I thought that it would be fair. I didn't have cash, so when I used my debit card to pay, there was an option for a tip, and I gave him $25 tip. So all in all, the install cost me 347 Canadian, which is if you divide by 1.3, that's US. Okay, so 347.05 Ford Mustang, and this is it. I really like how this thing looks. So the new shift knob, I don't know, it's too bright in here. For some reason this looks like it became taller. I don't know, but we're gonna go on a, and you see now it has this logo on this side and on this side over here, like very, and see this still works, and see this ring here comes with it. Oh, very cool. And that's my new shifter. Yeah, we're recording. Yes, I think we are. So let's check it out. But like I said, I would never do it myself, you know. It's just too much work. Sorry, I dropped my key. It's much shorter. I can see that. 4th, 5, 6. Reverse. Oh, I see. And the camera comes on, so everything works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not sure why we are backing, but I wanted to get away from those. Yeah, see, it works. All right, you guys ready? Let's go for a ride. Where do we go? I guess we can go, this is Hespeler Road in Cambridge. Wow, I like it. Shifts much nicer. This is a good product, guys. Wow. Feels, you know, solid. Like when you shift. The previous one was like all over the place. It was not like the shifts were, you know, it was always different feeling when you shift, you know. And this one, yeah, it feels a bit stiff. Some people were saying that the spring in here is very strong. There's a spring, and on the video the Barton guy was saying that, he says if it feels a bit stiff, he says give it some time, and after a while the spring will become about 15% looser. Yeah, it is taller, which is funny. Like, it's called a short throw shifter, but the actual handle became taller. here the speed limit is 60. No, sorry, next one. Before the Ford dealer. That's where I bought my Ford F-150 pickup truck. But this one, this car, 2017 Mustang, I got in Brantford, Ontario, because that's who they had this car in stock. Basically basic V6 with a manual, nothing fancy, and that was the only reason I was able to afford this car. And I still get some bad feedback like, oh shoot, this car was 25,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, you cannot buy it for that kind of money anymore, because first of all there's no V6, and the cheapest EcoBoost Mustang is about 32,000 now. Yeah, so here the speed limit is 70 kilometers an hour, whereas over there it's 60. And then it becomes 60 again. So I'm very happy with this upgrade, you know. It makes a huge difference, because it's a manual transmission, right? I have to shift all the time. In case somebody's watching this from overseas, manual transmissions in American cars are all synchronized. Okay, for some reason only on trucks, on heavy trucks, they use the non-synchro transmissions. It's getting slightly cooler here in Canada. It says 26 Celsius plus, but you already feel, even though like it's all sunshine and blue sky, but you already feel some coolness in the air. I think it's the wind. Check the 6th gear. But I cannot do it on city streets. So let's go on the freeway. It's only like a kilometer from here. That will be the conclusion of this video, because that would give me a thorough, that's my Mac, like where I used to fix my truck and where I bought my Mac truck. still thinking about the next upgrade. It's a lot of money, and this car for me, for my needs, it's already fast. But the next one I'm thinking about is the supercharger from Pro Charger. Like, the cost of the kit is the cheapest one I was able to find is $5,700 US, which still beats the price of the new GT. This car is plenty fast, you know, so I'm not sure about the Pro Charger yet, like, honestly, because it's so much money, and the install, so it's $5,700, and then the install is another $1,500. Then there I'll have I can check. I want to check the 6th gear while this repair is still fresh in the minds of the mechanics, right? So I know I have the receipt. Probably there is some kind of a warranty, but I just want to make sure that everything works, because I can leave on a trip, I don't know, maybe today or maybe tomorrow. Yeah, shifting became faster. So shifting became faster and more fun. Once again, I got it from AmericanMuscle.com. Gear. take off the exhaust, so I hear no issues, no noise, whereas before I had some issues where the exhaust was touching the frame. A monster. I don't know why so many people don't like V6. Completes our testing.